in Azam City. You're watching One TV News Channel. One TV News Channel. Serving you with information, news, sports, and public affairs. One TV News Channel. One TV News Channel. Serving you with love. Ang telebisyong pangmasa. One TV News Channel. One TV News Channel. One TV special report.
This joint committee and public hearing involves 4 committees. The Committee on Commerce, Trade, Industry chaired by Honorable Catherine Lim. Committee on Public Utilities chaired by Honorable Archie Ramiro. Committee on Housing, Planning and Settlement chaired by Honorable Dinky Siso. And the Committee on Laws, Rosenthal chaired by this representation. Before I proceed, I would like to acknowledge our guests, stakeholders who are present today and who spared their very valuable time to be able to attend to this very important public hearing. Attorney Ronnie, please acknowledge our guests and visitors.
Good afternoon. So, Angelica Leopoldo, Admin Staff, Price Gas. Ronnie Cabusas, OIC, Price Gas. Roselyn Badyang, Supervisor, Petron ICBG. Jenica Claire Perico, Environmental Management Office, Senro. Ernisa Caborba, cameraman, Osabis Chamber.
Please raise your hands if your name is called.
Rinel PG Cadosales, Pump Attendant, Gas Up. Jandel Tom, Media. Adoni Disina, Media. Maylin In Ribota, Proprietor, Mycotech Internet Installation Services. Datrial Biden, Proprietor, Janet Sari-Sari Store. Cleope Sonog, Representative sa BFL Water Refilling. Nuidja Artepa, Staff, Risan Construction. Adrian Villanueva, Secretary of Osamis Gas Center. Maricar Binas, Team Leader, Power Trade Gasoline Station. Faith Espinosa, Paralegal, Petron Gas Station. Justy Lapinig, Cashier. Bentora Marketing, Lisa Caledo, ERM Consumer Sales Corporation. Cheremy Lungayan, Lifestyle Petroleum Services Station. Sandy Gaudia, Globe Sales, Globe Telecom. Glenn Ramas, Globe Telecom. Angeli Mark Kahilig, MPI. John Michael Aragon, MPI. Mary Jolene Dahaw, Solane, Owner. Marlon Gallo, Pista Gas. Ria Florida, DTI. Juliet Frances Solig, LG. Ayunan Juan, Petron. Luisito Domini, Technical Lineman, Misamis Kibol. Girly Imboy, Misamis Kibol. John Marie Romarda, Ventura Marketing. Charles Conrad Abellano, DILG. Janet Satori, Gasoline Station 3A, Juan Beltran, CPDO OIC. Jollibee Napingkit, Acting City Treasurer. Rutisa Cuano, City Treasurer. Mary Mori Alianic, City Engineer. Gander Ogsi. Persington Tankito. Thank you. Osamis Chamber.
Thank you, ma'am. In this Quadcom public hearing, we are endeavoring to tackle two ordinances. First, an ordinance providing for the rules and regulations governing the inspection, calibration, and sealing of liquid fuel dispensing pumps, repealing, dealing, and retailing of liquefied petroleum gas in the city of Osamis, providing penalties and sanctions thereof, and for such other purposes. The other ordinance is an ordinance regulating the installation of wires, cables, and other foreign attachments on poles within the jurisdiction of Osamis City. For this purpose, we will first tackle the first ordinance. The ordinance regulating the liquefied petroleum gas. May I request our legal department to Attorney Francis to introduce this first ordinance for the public's information, and please explain the salient features briefly of this ordinance for the public's general information and consumption. Attorney Francis, you have now the floor.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chair. Good afternoon, everyone. The first proposed ordinance is entitled An Ordinance Providing for the Rules and Regulations Governing the Inspection, Calibration, and Sealing of Liquid Fuel Dispensing Pumps, Refilling, Dealing, and Retailing of Liquefied Petroleum Gas in the City of Osamis, providing penalties and sanctions thereof, and for such other purposes. The main foundation of this proposed ordinance, Mr. Chair, are two governmental issuances. First is the issuance from the Department of Energy, which requires that all fuel dispensing pumps must be calibrated within every 90 days. The same issuance also provides that it shall be under the jurisdiction of the City Treasurer, which shall be considered as the calibrating agency of the LGU. The second issuance is actually the Consumer Act of the Philippines, which requires that the LGU shall endeavor to ensure that everything consumer-related, everything given to the end consumers is of exact weight and of exact measure. So it is in this measure, or it is in this end goal that we propose this ordinance to ensure that the citizens of Osamis, particularly those who avail of these services, are given their money's worth, Mr. Chair.
Okay, you may proceed, Attorney Francis. You explain briefly the salient features of this ordinance.
So, according to our own revised Omnibus Revenue Code, our Ordinance number 1059-13, we already have a provision which allows the City Treasurer to collect fees for the calibration and the sealing of liquid pumps. The issue is, before today, there was never a mechanism to institute the calibration and the sealing. So, I was informed that sometime this year, some representatives from the Department of Energy came to do a sampling and to teach our representatives on how to go about the calibration and the sealing. So, if you go to section 7, this is the main meat of the ordinance. So all dispensing pumps, functional or and or in use before the effectivity of this ordinance shall be properly inspected and calibrated quarterly and sealed right after the conduct of calibration. So, I will be assuming that one of the questions that might arise is why is it quarterly? Ngano every quarter man ta mag-calibrate or ngano every quarter man ta mag-seal? That was the mandate given to us by the DOE circular. We really had no choice but to conduct this calibration and this sealing quarterly. Because if we're really up to the LGU, because imagine, the process of calibration takes a very long time. We have to calibrate every pump to ensure that there is no under-delivery of fuel. And we have to do that for every single pump in the gasoline station. That takes a long period of time. If it were up to us, biannual or annually gani, but the mandate of the law says every 90 days, so we really have no choice but to follow the mandate of the law. So, we're going to calibrate the pumps, ensure that there is no under-delivery, and kung unsay nakabutang gid dito sa tatak sa pump, mo gito ang gagawas nga fuel. Now, the second point of this ordinance is kaniatong mga LPG containers. Kaning mga LPG containers, timbangon to ensure that the exact net weight as displayed in the cylinders are mutoy mo gawas gid sa timbangan. So, these are the main two thrusts of this ordinance. Mr. Chair.
You will realize that this ordinance is to ensure the accuracy of dispensing of liquid gasoline, petroleum sa fuel pumps, or to protect the public, to ensure safety of the public. So, can you elaborate on the possible provisions and the penalties, Attorney Francis?
So, let's discuss the fees for calibration and sealing. Now, if you will notice in Section 8, it says that the Office of the City Treasurer shall collect the following fees quarterly. So, for the sealing and the calibration of gasoline, diesel, or oil pump, it shall be 300 pesos per pump. So, the more pumps a specific gasoline station has, we will be collecting these per pump, and then an additional fee shall be paid for the sticker at cost. Now, why did we not put a specific number for the sticker? Because the sticker will have to be specialized. I-order pa ni. So, we're not going to add something to this so that the LGU can make a profit. We're going to be giving these stickers at cost. So, the amount na gi-procure namo for the sticker, mura po ang among ihatag sa mga fuel stations. So, different po ang rate for the checking of the net content of the LPG cylinder. Now, if you're a dealer, the dealer is defined under the definition of terms, your fee shall be 600. If you're a retailer, the fee shall be 300. And if you are a refilling station or a depot, the amount of 3,000 shall be collected. So, what are the possible penalties for this? We go to Section 10. Now, Section 10 is a mirror of the DOE circular. So, it shall be unlawful for any natural or juridical person engaged in the business of refilling, dealing, and retailing of LPGs, engaged in the business of providing liquid fuel, or otherwise to engage in these prohibited acts. So, number one, the acts which constitute hoarding. Now, what do we mean by hoarding? Let's say, for example, that nainigawas nga balita that the price of the LPG might increase, or the price of liquid fuel might increase to a very considerable number. Now, it would be very tempting, for example, for the retailer or the dealer to simply stop selling for today because tomorrow, mo increase naman ang price. So, if you have stock and then you refuse to sell to the public, that constitutes hoarding and it is an act punishable by law. Number two, under-delivery. And I believe this is the meat of the penalty. Now, what do we mean by under-delivery? Under-delivery happens in four ways. So, there is a failure to provide a written record of daily testing of dispensing pumps. And then, muna din ni mo gawas ang atong own calibration mechanism. So, the City Treasurer's Office has already procured a very special calibrating bucket, which is calibrated by the Department of Science and Technology. So, 10 liters insakto ang atong calibrating bucket. So, pag butang sa fuel dito sa bucket, 10 liters ang iset sa machine. If below 10 meters na siya sa atong ginasugot nga slippage, that constitutes under-delivery. So, 10 liters ang nakabutang dito sa display. Pero pag tanaw sa bucket, kulang og 10 liters. That's under-delivery. And that's penalized by law. Now, illegal. when any person uses an uncalibrated, unsealed, or broken seal fuel dispensing pump, wala na calibrate og tarong ang pump pero ginagamit gihapon in the daily business affairs, that already constitutes illegal trading. And that is also penalized by this ordinance. And then violation of solid waste management ordinances, laws, rules, and regulations. Mr. Chair, we would like to manifest that we would be adding several sections to Section 10 if that would be allowed.
Yes, you may still be allowed. The legal department is still allowed to make certain modifications to this ordinance because this will be considered also during the second reading, whereby the plenary will deliberate and argue on certain features that might be controversial. No? What we have in mind is to really protect the public for the benefit of our consumers as well as of our businessmen engaging in this kind of business. So, what are the proposed additional provisions that you may wish to add, Attorney Panses?
I would like to pass this on to our BPLO, Ms. Oano.
Ms. Oano, you have the floor.
Hello. Good afternoon, Mr. Chair. Good afternoon, everyone. We would like to propose to add violations specifically derived from DOE Department Memorandum Circular Number 2017-11-0011, to which we find applicable to the city, such as non-compliance of mandatory standards and requirements, since this has been set by the DOE, as well as the failure to post the certificate of compliance, and the absence or unauthorized removal of out-of-order sign, because when this out-of-order sign is removed, it is presumed that it is functional or that it is not under-delivering. And also violations such as the refusal for inspection and all other violations that may be found and under the DOE Memorandum Circular.
Can you elaborate on the circumstance on the out-order sign? What will this circumstance, when will this arise? Ma'am, you can please clarify.
When pumps are not calibrated or when they are under-delivering and found to be under-delivering, the City Treasurer's Office, as the authorizing calibrating agency, shall put an out-of-order sign for that pump, for the public to be aware that such pump should not be used. And such unauthorized removal would constitute a violation, since it is only the removal of the sign must be done in the presence of the City Treasurer or her authorized representative, Mr. Chair.
In other words, even if the pump is new and in order, but it's not calibrated, you should put a sign out of order para di magamit sa negosyante o
Yes,
ma-aware po
Mr.
ang public. Kaya wala pa makalibrate ang maong pump. Okay? So, out of order, pero wala ma-daot. It's in order, wala lang ma-calibrate, wala ma-seal mo nang mutang yun out of order para di gamiton. Kaya kung gamiton, posible nga nakabilita sa balaod. Okay? So, the violations under this law, hoarding katong dili ka mo issue og mga produkto, kaya ang piso mo increase na pagkaugma, di ka mabaligya on other activities. Ikadua, under delivery, li husto ang quantity sa imong gihatag nga mga produkto. Under delivery. Ikatulo, illegal trading, which is specified under law. O ikapat, katong additional ni Ma'am Wano nga dili mo muhatag wala mo certificate of compliance, wala po butangan out of order, kaya wala pa makalibrate. Another instances, o ang kalima, mga evaluation sa solid waste management ordinances, no? Nga base gusto si authorities nga mo explain po niyo briefly unsay mga possible violation sa atong SIM ordinances, no? Nga na-appeal ani nga maong balaod. Okay? May I have the clarifications from my colleagues kung mo yung mga questions for clarifications before the public will ask also clarification questions. Honorable Ciso?
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. I'd just like to inquire regarding our new ordinances that will be imposed soon for our LPG dealers. Na alam ko'y pangutana sa to mga LPG dealers, Mr. Chair, if anybody would like to answer this question, any representative from LPG, may we know from you kung sa inyong mga pamalandong or inyong kaning tawag ani reaction regarding sa ato ang bagong fees nga gi-impose nga naa namang good time mga fee sa calibration ug sa ceiling, for the dealer natay 600 ug for the retailer natay 300, if it affects your pricing pohon kung naa na ni siya i-impose, mataas ba ang ato ang presyo sa ato ang LPG nga ibaligya, or you follow still the SRP katong suggested retail price, or nag-follow ba mo sa katong national ninyo nga price gikan gyud sa inyong gikan sa inyong mother company sa Manila? May we know from LPG dealers?
Okay. Anyone from the LPG dealers may wish to answer? You may speak in Visayan dialect para maklaro po sa publiko. Sir Persing, you have the floor.
Good afternoon to everyone, to the chair, and may I have this opportunity to greet you a belated happy birthday.
Oh, gapon.
Your birthday
Thank you, sir.
was
Thank you.
yesterday. Diarata sa Facebook na greet. So, and to the honorable members of this chamber, and to the CTO, to the licensing office, and to everyone here in this room. I am Pershing Tanqueto Jr. I am the manager of PC Gases, and we are considered as dealer by the DOE as well as our supplier, which is Price Gases Incorporated. So, kajut lang. Medyo, I got lost on the why is it ang atong inspection, calibration is done on quarterly basis. Is it provided there? Kaya nagbasa-basa ko.
Attorney Francis, please clarify that question.
Section 23 of Department Circular 2017-11-11 states that to ensure that facilities and equipment used in the operation of retail outlets remain accurate, calibration shall be mandatory. All dispensing pumps used in retail outlets to dispense liquid fuel sold to the public must be properly calibrated once every 90 days.
So, why is it quarterly?
So it is
90 days, Mr. Chair,
90
is
days.
quarterly.
So, Sir Persing, it's based on the law.
yes, understood. And regarding to the question of Honorable Suiso, will it affect our prices with this new mandate to charge an inspection fee to the dealer by 600 and to the retailer by 300? Okay. So first of all, I would like to recall and to be reminded that and we are paying 4,500 pesos already to the DOE to come up with a license to operate, or LTO. And this, although this is good for 5 years, but if we compute it with by quarterly, we are paying about 225 pesos per quarter. So adding this 600 most likely will somehow increase our prices if we have to follow on the economic point of view. And also, my question is, why is the dealer charged with 600 pesos while perhaps our supplier like the price gas, if naaradi ang planta, pila ra po gi-charge sa ila for the calibration and inspection. Na dealer, gamay ra gud kay ang patong sa dealer. So, madako ra siguro ang 600. I don't question the wisdom of CTO, the licensing na mag patong ining inspection fee and calibration. Ang ako lang, murag it does not sound right for me as a dealer na mas dako ang atong bayronon sa calibration. Pero somehow, it will affect the price in the long run kay magkwinta man tanat sa kuan. That will be an additional of kada quarter 600. If mapasar na, that is 2004 a year. So, may untag dako kay nga atong dealership. Sometimes, not all dealers are big. Para sa amo, gamay raman among dealership. And mostly, because sa among gikuan sa kategory na mo, we become a dealer because we are selling more than 10 containers or displaying more than 10 containers anytime. So, katong below, 1 to 10 only considered as retail outlet. Kami, we are considered dealer. Pero ang among clients or customers nga mo, kay puro ra po mga end consumers. So, adding this charge of 600, medyo somehow, that will somehow affect our prices in the long run. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Sir Pressing, for your concern. So there is some concern about the pricing of the charge for the dealer, 600, sa retailer 300. Unya ang main dealer yun, basig, wala tay charge ba? So, can you give a slight idea on that, Ma'am Ano? If you have any point.
Good afternoon, Mr. Tanqueto. There is a significant difference between the rate of the dealer and the retailer. It's because we also recognize the difference of responsibility of a dealer and a retailer. Since your concern involves yung mo diretso na mo sa end consumer, sir, per your nature of business, although you are classified by the supplier as a dealer, you engage with clients or end consumers. So those are one of the factors that will be determined during inspection as well. To also verify the nature of business, then it is also stated here in the ordinance that the fees shall be paid upon calibration, upon inspection. So it will depend now on the findings of the City Treasurer's Office as to how much will be paid based on the ordinance.
Okay. Anyway, Sir Pressing, you could please submit your proposal to the City Council for our study and further deliberation during the second reading of the ordinance. Please submit your proposal and the justifications and reasons for such proposal, sir. Okay? Because you're giving wide latitude sa public nga hatag silang inputs, observations and comments to this ordinance, and everything will be considered by the plenary during the second reading. So that's why we are calling this public hearing to afford not only the businessmen but the public the opportunity to air your views about this ordinance. Nga base wala naman makita, it might be very help to us, your local legislators, in crafting finally a law relating to this ordinance of regulation. So, we invite everybody, not only the businessmen dealing with this kind of business, but also all of those in public. If you have any idea about this ordinance, please feel free to voice out, to submit your observations and comments to the plenary, to the City Council for our study, and it might be included in our final crafting of this ordinance. So thank you very much. In other further query, Honorable Cecil Ko, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I would just like to make some clarification sa ato ang proponent aning ordinance. Section 8, ang calibration fee is 300 for gasoline, diesel,